Hello, my wonderful art students. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your Post-its from class a step further. You did a good job writing and talking about artwork this year in our classroom, and I want to make sure that you continue that practice at home. So how do you learn about a work of art? You ask questions. Here are 9 questions you can ask when looking at a work of art. Number 1, what is the title of the artwork? In this piece, Kandinsky named his Autumn in Bavaria. How an artist chooses to title their work is based off of personal preference. Most of the time it has to do with what the artwork is about. Some artists just name them number 1, number 2, and so on. You even have the occasional no-name artwork. Number 2. Who is the artist? The artist who created Autumn in Bavaria is Vasily Kandinsky. He was a Russian artist who was born in 1866 and died in 1944. Knowing the part of the world the artist is from, as well as the time period they lived in, can give you great clues about why they created what they did. In this case, Kandinsky was an early abstract artist. Number 3, what is the artwork made of? This artwork is made of oil on cardboard. There are many different types of materials artists can use, and just like the title, there is a reason why they chose it. Number 4, when was it made? Autumn in Bavaria was created in 1908, a few years before the First World War started. Artists tend to respond to the world around them, so the time period in which they lived is really important in the content of their art. Number 5, what are 3 things you see? When you look at artwork on our website, try to zoom in. Most of the time you should be able to. I always try to find quality images for you so that way you can zoom in as far as you want to. There will always be more than 3 things that you see in an artwork, but finding 3 things means that you're looking in more than just one place. So that's why I ask you to look for 3 things. The 3 things I noticed in Autumn in Bavaria was the, church or building in the background, as well as the amount of yellow Kandinsky used. I also noticed that the sky was kind of a dark blue color. As you look around the artwork, it's always good to try and find things you don't think other people see. That way what you find is interesting, and you might be surprised. You might find something that you didn't see before when looking at the piece. Please always use complete sentences whenever you are writing down an observation. That way you're clear and to the point. Number 6, what is one emotion you feel and why? Even though most of the time artists are trying to communicate something specific, how you feel about a piece of art is based off of your own experience. Those experiences are ones that you have with the artwork and in your life itself. Again, make sure you write in complete sentences. In this painting, I feel peace. I associate peace with the warm colors. They remind me of fall. And fall is my favorite season. So even before seeing this artwork, I already have positive feelings associated with the season of fall. Now we're going to move into the elements of art. The elements of art are the building blocks of art. Artworks are made from them. When I was first learning about the elements, I always kept them in the same order so I would always remember them. Color, line, shape, form, value, texture, and finally space. There are 7 elements of art, so you have 7 building blocks to work with whenever you create an artwork. The principles of design are like the rules for how to use the elements. The rules aren't as clear as the building blocks. Some people say some things are a part of the principles where others don't. For me, I keep it simple with balance, unity, variety, proportion, emphasis, pattern, and lastly, movement. Now, let's talk about how you find the elements of art in an artwork. As you're looking at a piece of art, you're going to see a lot of different things. So picking out different elements is difficult. For this piece, I chose color, shape, and value. The building block color was obvious for me because I know Kandinsky liked to focus on color. He applied the color by using his paintbrush to make shapes on the cardboard. Coming up with my final building block was a little more difficult. I looked at the colors and I saw that yellow was really bright and that the blues and greens were darker, and so that's why I chose value. Value relates to shading, and so I was seeing shadows with the darker colors. Now let's talk about the principles of design. Principles can be harder to see because it's a rule and not necessarily a thing. So as I look at Kandinsky's artwork, I notice that there is emphasis, which is like focus, on yellow. I chose movement because of the way he uses color to lead your eye in a line back towards the building. Movement doesn't have to mean something in action. It can actually mean how your eyes are moving across the artwork. For both the elements and principles, you can find more than 1, more than 3. Most of the time you'll see almost all of them in a work of art. It's just that some stand out more than others. Now, on to our final question, number 9. What is the artist communicating? Because I know that Kandinsky was interested in color and abstracting art, I kind of have an insight as to what he was communicating. As a young artist, you might not have those insights or understanding of what he was trying to communicate, and that is okay. You can think about the subject of the artwork. What do you see going on? How do the emotions that you feel when looking at the art, or that you feel he was trying to make you feel, relate to that? So I believe Kandinsky was wanting to create a place where he had been or maybe wanted to be. He wanted to show the season fall, and he also wanted to experiment with using color in a different way to make his work abstract or to look not real. As you are at home during this season of your learning, I hope that you continue to look at and think about art. You can even talk about it with brothers, sisters, parents, anybody who lives with you. Talk with them and have conversations like what we would have in the art room. Every Monday, we will have a new interactive art space for you to explore. I wish you well, my wonderful art students.